Some of the things that I've learned from lasting happiness is mainly like by being kind to others. Like I've learned a lot of things, and helping others and being kind to others like makes me more happy. So I found that really nice. And then just maybe learning how to control myself and like be a better person, I guess. Like I do get angry, but not as much as I did before. Like I know how to control myself like when I get mad. And also like I appreciate things like in the moment, like when things are happening, like um I'm grateful for what I'm like doing right now. And like I'm just more like mindful of what's happening around me and like the things that I'm doing. I'm focusing on like myself and like how I'm feeling, but how others are feeling. So I think that's really nice.
The whole idea of meditation was really daunting and felt like it took too much time, and I just never wanted to do it, and it was something that's always suggested to me. But like this book made it so much like simpler, the concept of it, and there were so many different, it wasn't just sitting down and just trying to focus on your thoughts or like keeping them in a little box kind of thing. Like they gave so many options that I was like, oh, I didn't know I could do that as a meditation. Like the whole, was it sensory meditation, I think it was, where like you, I guess you're eating food and you're like thinking of all the flavors and putting them together, and how that's like really calming. And I didn't know that I was already kind of doing it, not really in that idea of it, but after I was like, oh, well, this is something fun and it calms me down and I can think about it as like a healing thing. Also, like taking a walk was a really good one for me, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in my house, and I'm like, how can I get out? It's like, just take a walk. I don't know what else. I know that I was very stressed at the beginning of this book, though.
Okay. Do you think it could contribute being less stressful to the book, or what you have learned in the book?
Yes, definitely, because I've like I said, taken those meditations that work for me and use them when I'm feeling really like lost and like a lot of pressure is on me. When I feel that, I use them. In general, the idea of like kindfulness, the way they combined kindness and mindfulness and put those together, that was really interesting, because I think it's very true that even if someone's being really, really, really rude or being a terrible person, I know that I watch people like completely blow up. And I know that most of the time I try to stay calm and I try to be my best self, so that then maybe not for me, but for someone else, they'll be better. Because, for example, the other day, I did the whole like staying calm thing. We were at a sushi place and the man was being very rude. And my mom was like, she was like, he's so rude, like speaking in Spanish, like this isn't okay. We're never coming back here. This is not, I don't even want to buy from here anymore. I'm like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And when I asked him for food afterwards, he was a lot nicer because we had stayed calm. And then like he took that as like, oh, we're not rushing you. We're not trying to do anything mean. We're just trying to get some food. Simplifying this for teens, I guess not simplifying it, but like bringing up other options, because it always seems so daunting and scary to try and do meditation. It's like, so much work, so much time, I need an hour. It's like, no, you just need three deep breaths and then you're good to go, if that's what works for you. Thanks for the opportunity to read this book, and like it was really great, and thank you for doing it and meeting with us every week and explaining to us what we don't get.
But I usually try to play the devil's advocate all the time, to try to get them to think more. And I usually brought up, like, when the book says money is not everything, which I agree, but as a devil advocate, I'm just like, so how about money? Let's dig into it more. And most kids were just like, actually, all of them were like, yeah, it does. I mean, it would be nice, but it at the end, it doesn't matter. And I was just like, oh my god. When I was a kid too, and I kind of thought the same way, but it's just knowing that some of these kids were from poor families or families that have been just having a lot of trouble working in during COVID. It's just it was just very nice to see that. Um, so it just showed me more resiliency. So the resiliency that the community itself has. About even though how much or how dark things might get or times might get, the kids understand that this is not the way that it's going to be all the time, and that they have these opportunities to better themselves. Again, there's not necessarily like a guide on how to get there, because life is messy. Having reading something, and working together as a group or discussing the concepts, I think it helped them kind of realize that they're not necessarily alone. Because usually when they ask someone, it's just a one-on-one. Um, I think they help them, but they're not necessarily alone. And even though sometimes it's hard to get out of a certain situation, there's still a way. Um, and I think one of them made a comment of sometimes the situation takes like forever, but the key is to keep working on yourself and maintain the calmness.